Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at SynthMaster 2 and we're going to be looking at the envelope sequencer here. So this is really good. You can do some really interesting stuff. So just an initial preset to start. Just initialize your preset here. Let's turn it down a little bit. Make a few adjustments to the ADSR. So I'm going to choose the OB, which I quite like this one. Okay. So nothing spectacular sound wise, so you can concentrate on what the envelope sequencer is doing. So we select sequencer here. And we need to connect this to something. So I'm going to turn the filter on. And I'm going to pick it up here. Okay, so just long hold on that little icon at the side. And then just drop it onto any control. You can drop it onto any control. Let's drop it on here. And immediately you can see how it works. Let's turn it down a little bit. Now, if you long hold on, well, if you just tap on it, actually, you see you have 4 of these you can play with. And of course, you can assign more than one destination to a particular sequencer. So we could say we could put this on something else, like the high cut or something. Right, so let's open it up full screen. And you have a much better view of what's going on. So at the moment, the trigger is in poly, which means that every time I replay a key, it resets the sequencer back to the beginning. If we have this on something like global, I really like global for stuff like pads, but for stuff like this, it may not be great. But what will happen now is as I'm playing keys, it will just carry on tracking through. It won't re-trigger. So just for starters, I will put this back onto poly. And random, of course, would be random. It would just select random points. Now, here's the thing. We are at the moment on, let's see, 4-1. Let's put this on 1-8. Let's sync it up. And now we can start making adjustments to the actual envelope. Now you'll see that these are highlighted here. This is because our loop start point is on number 5. So if I press a key, it tracks through the first 4 and then it tracks through the second 4, but then it repeats at the fifth point. So for example, we could hear this better if I maybe pull this curve down. Now we can set our loop point to start anywhere. So we could have it just start on number 1 and it'll just continue to loop around. And then we can choose how many steps we would like. We have single mode as well, or double mode, which gives us 2 layers. Let's stick with single mode for now, but you could play around with 2 layers. It's, you know, just gives you a bit more variation. Okay. Awesome. I've got it synced up to the BPM as well. So if you were using this in a host like Cubase or Logic or what have you, it would sync to the BPM of that. Awesome stuff. We have volume. This is kind of the amount of the effect. So there's just the sound. We have noise. Random. Crossfading. And we have lag. And what lag will do is if we make a few adjustments to this here, just for now, start off like this. And do this. Lag will smooth this out. gate. We'll gate the sound, as you'll hear the effect. And delay will delay the onset of the effect. So depending on, you have that set, and then you have attack time, attack slope, release time, release slope, and then the final level. Okay. You also, if you tap inside here, you can also set the step length up to 4. So, for example, if I set this to 3, this will repeat 3 times. It's like ratcheting. So say, for example, we could set this one to step length of, say, 4. Which is very, very, very cool. You can do some really nice stuff. Right, we have edit mode. So this is normal. Then we could have, say, up. And then if we change this now, so like this, just tap in there. So tap in there. And these are now going up. But you have other edit modes as well. For example, we have down. And if I tap on this now, you'll see this is kind of normally what it would be. And of course, you can change the shape from linear, logarithmic, or exponential. So other slopes we have glide. And of course, we can increase the steps to, well, gosh, is it 80? No, maybe even more. Let me just miss my hand. Well, you can have up to 32 steps. Okay. So you can set really long sequences that will adhere to the tempo. Okay, let's set that back to something more sensible, like 8. You can, of course, what's interesting, if you go to say something like 9, you're going to get kind of polyrhythmic sequences going. And if you set up a different sequences somewhere else or on a different layer, nice. You can also go bipolar, which will then take the curve below and above the center line. So, for example, if we tap on this and go to sequence 2 where there are no targets, and we maybe look at, we set sequence 2 here to the resonance here. Sorry, I need to do that properly. So there. And let's open this up and have a look. So let's decrease some of this stuff. And also for this, we'll set the loop start to be just the beginning again. Let's make it a bit quicker. So maybe this one could be actually, I need to sync that up. And also for the resonant one, we can set this down to now down for the second bunch. Oh, sorry, up. I want to go up, not down. So up, just tap on these. So the first half will be down, and what am I doing here? There we go. Make sure sure you keep an eye on your volume. So and again, you can control the volume of this or the lag or the gating. So it's a lot smoother and maybe not quite so intense on the resonance. And then we could go into our effects, say, and long hold on here and add in some reverb. Let's make it a little bit less kind of. Let's add in another effect. So let's add in a delay. And if we set this to sync, we can set our delay times independently. So maybe 1/8 dotted on this and a 1/4 dotted on this one. And you could set up another sequence to control any aspect of this if you wanted to as well. So for example, you could change the feedback or even the delay times. Okay, let's have a look here. So if we go to voices now, look, at the moment we've just got one voice. So we'll click on this and we'll add 3 voices. This is going to get slightly louder, so make sure. And then we can go to, let's close that, where it says voices here on our oscillator. We can click on this and start to add a bit of pan spread and detune spread. And then you could add, say, we'll tap on this and add sequence number 3. And we'll attach that to the detune spread. Like that. And have it not quite so drastic. And this is just one oscillator on one layer. We can, of course, bring in another oscillator. Maybe, let's see, it's just a sawtooth. And we could have this maybe a square. So I'll set the pitch on this to be back to default. And then maybe we'll just go, we'll set the pitch to minus 1 octave. So the sequencer, the envelope sequencer, is a really, really creative tool to use. Especially if you want to get that kind of trance effect going on. And like I said, we could go into our sequence, so hold this a sec, go to number 2, which has the resonant target. And then we could open up here and say, well, let's ratchet some of this stuff. You can insert another step as well, but we'll just ratchet some of this stuff for the resonance. This is what's controlling the resonance. I'll have that last one on a 4, and then increase this volume again. It's really great. Awesome stuff, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to do a bunch of these, covering different little bits and pieces you can do just to make your experience a little bit more interesting. Awesome stuff. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. Please consider becoming a Patreon or making some sort of donation or something, you know, or buy a sound pack. There's always links for sound packs in the description of the video. I make sound packs for stuff. Anyway, oh, one more thing I will do is we can go save here, save preset as, and I'm going to choose my patch bank here, give it a name, and call it, what's it called now? The envelope sequencer. Envelope. Okay, can always rename it when I learn how to spell. Brilliant. Top job. Cool beans. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you later. Ta-ra.